What's up, all you motorcycle enthusiasts, and welcome to the Vtwin Life here on YouTube. We talk motorcycles powered by those V-twins, what fuels our passion, why we enjoy it so much. Vtwin Life is brought to you by these two great companies, Crash Inc. Clothing and Wild Ass Seats. Hey, you want to add some comfort to your ass when you're out riding, whether you're a 400-mile guy or maybe a guy that's pushing 1,000 plus, or female rider for that matter? Hey, check out wild-ass.com and add some comfort to your ass. Can't forget Crashing Clothing, that Northwest brand out of the Pacific Northwest. Hey, these guys got a lot of great stuff, from t-shirts to hats, raincoats, you name it. Hey, they can get you covered. Check out crashingclothing.com. Now, let's dive into another milepost of the Vtwin Life. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another milepost here. Kind of doing something different. Decided to do kind of a last-minute episode decided to do this on Friday, because we're getting ready we're taking the Vtwin Life on the road, got a road trip coming. And then got in touch with Dallas. He just got back from a cool trip and figured, hey, why not talk about a couple road trips and let you guys know what's going on. So tonight I actually got my son Hayden hanging with me, who's going to be going on his first bike trip. So it's going to be a good time. And then we got the Dallas Face Mullet coming to hang out. So let's talk some bikes, shoot the shit, and talk motorcycles, travels, and have a good time.
Well, happy Father's Day.
Hey, thanks, man. Happy Father's Day to you.
Well, y'all leaving out what, today or tomorrow?
We're leaving on Wednesday afternoon.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to work a half day, and then we're going to roll out to South Dakota. I think, well, we're going to go to Eastern Washington Wednesday, then from like Ellensburg to Butte on Thursday, where actually the cool thing, we'll be meeting up with Setzer Pendants. We're meeting him in Missoula, and he's going to be hanging with us for the weekend, staying in the cabin we got over in just outside of Sturgis, and go do some hoka-hey, meet a bunch of the people that I've had on the podcast, meet some new people, and probably try to do some videos and stuff over there while we're there and have a good time.
What will Hayden be riding?
I just bought a 2007 Yamaha V-Star, the 1300.
Cool.
Yeah, just started riding that month and a half ago. So
yeah, so
is miles on the saddle for sure.
Is like two wheels something you've always done, or is this something you started?
Yeah, no, I grew up. I mean, I was probably 6 years old, and I got my first motorcycle, and I started doing hill climbs, and I've always just grown up riding motorcycles, and or dirt bikes, and then I finally got into getting my own motorcycle. I got my permit a couple months ago, and I've just been riding it since then when the weather's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
It'll be fun. And the cool thing with this trip, we're leaving. See, I can't remember the exact date, but this month, 22 years ago, is when I took off on my first trip ever with my dad. And so it's kind of funny that, it's the same month, and, 22 years later, I'll be taking off on a epic trip with, my son, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking forward to it.
Well, my son just recently bought him it's a Softail Slim. What was it? The Lowrider S. No, it was the Lowrider S. That's what it was. So he's just getting the feel, and he's getting started. He's 25, so he's starting a little late in the game, but nonetheless, I'm excited.
I don't know if you really consider it late. I mean, God, you think about, Bert and George with Beggars and Brews. Those guys started riding 10 years ago.
No,
I guess you're right. About, everybody starts in different times in life when they, decide they want to take the adventure, and it's a lot of fun. And I think everybody realizes that once they start doing it, that, man, it's a great way to travel. It's way more personal and a lot more fun on a motorcycle. You see a whole lot more stuff.
I know it's helped me and my son kind of get closer, because we've got that common interest that we're always talking about, and yeah. He's a mechanic. He went to school to be a mechanic. So, I mean, he's figured out the basic Harley technology just like that.
Yeah.
That's been
the
nice.
Cool thing for, like, my wife just chimed in, it's kind of, a graduation trip. He just graduated and now has his criminal justice degree and going to figure out which way he wants to go in life and do with that. So it'll be a good time.
For sure.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Took a while. Glad to be done with school though.
French Bender Nick, yeah, we'll see him. And yeah, there's some guys that live over there that follow this and are gonna come over and drop in South Dakota. Plus, we're gonna meet up with a lot of guys that have been on the show and actually see so many people that you've got to meet, whether it's over the phone or like this through a computer screen, and be able to see a lot of these guys face to face is going to be so freaking cool and so much fun. And being there and being able, I've never been to South Dakota or hell even farther east than Missoula, Montana, so it's going to be new country, and I think it'll be really cool being in the the whole Black Hills area, be able to go around and tour it and see everything when there's not a million people like there's going to be there. And 6 weeks later when you got Sturgis going on. So that's, a pretty exciting, neat aspect of it too. Be less crowded roads and really be able to enjoy the scenery and check shit out.
I've never been to the Northwest. I think Arizona, Colorado, and Nevada, that's basically the closest I've been.
So now you just got back from Colorado.
Yeah. We went we flew into Denver, and then I rented a bike in Denver and rode it to Colorado Springs, and we stayed there for a week. We saw we did Pikes Peak. We did it by train, and then we did the Garden of the Gods. We did it by horseback.
Oh wow!
So we had a great time.
That would be cool. I haven't been to Colorado. I definitely want to get down there and see that area. There's some awesome country. I mean, you see some of these people, that's the cool thing of YouTube, to do all these, different videos and really showcasing areas. And I think Colorado is one that I really want to get to in the near future. They got, that whole Silverton $1 million highway.
Yeah.
And everything. It'd just be so freaking cool to go see.
One thing I did learn is there's some of these sites you see, you're supposed to get you're supposed to get a permit or something, because some of these roads, there's not they don't want it getting too much traffic on it at once, because a lot of these roads, there's only one way up and one way back down. And unfortunately,
like a day pass thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I learned that a little late.
What kind of bike did you end up renting?
I rented a 2022 Street Glide Standard. It was a nice bike. It had a 107 on it, all stock, and I want to say it had about 8,000 miles on it already, and
nice.
You could tell the renters had rode it hard and put it up wet.
It's a rental, you have to.
You kind of abuse those.
It made noises my bike has never made.
With 8,000 miles on it, that's awesome.
Now, I can't remember, you got a Road Glide or which one?
Yeah, my personal bikes, I have a 2020 Road Glide Special, the orange one, and then I've got a 2017 Softail Slim S, which I just got it about a month ago, I think, and it's got the 110 on it. So I'm a little kind of into it right now. Maybe putting the Road Glide on the back burner.
Yeah, they're all fun. Just I think each one kind of gets their own perks and uses. Just depends what you got going on, which one you want to saddle up and go for.
Yeah. Well, me and the wife, we like to, of course, obviously go on the Road Glide. The Softail is a single seater, so it's just different.
Yeah, different ergonomics and positions and whatnot. And like I said, I guess it just depends on the day what you got going on. What do you want to go have a good time on?
So, where is it exactly you guys will be riding?
We'll be going from here in Port Angeles, Washington, through Eastern Washington, over through the Idaho Panhandle, off into all the way across Montana, through Wyoming, and down into Sturgis and Rapid City. And so the plan is we'll leave here Wednesday, staying in Eastern Washington that night, be in Butte, Montana Thursday. We'll be staying there, and then we'll be in Rapid City, Sturgis. We'll be staying at the No Name Luxury Campground Cabins RV Park place. We got a cabin there, and so we'll be staying there in Sturgis Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and then decide which way we want to ride back on Monday. And plan is we're not going to be home till Wednesday.
Cool.
And we got a sweet bar right across the street, right?
Yeah, and actually the campground we're staying at has a bar right in the campground, so
Nice.
that's a bonus.
Whoever planned that out deserves a prize.
Right?
Actually, my wife happened to find the rental place. Originally do get a hotel, and then she found the cabin, this campground with all these cabin rentals. Like, shit, they got 2-bedroom cabins, sleep 6 people. I'm like, well, you get enough people, you split it up. The price,
Right?
man, it was super affordable. And called Jason. It's like, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, oh, hell yeah. And so it's like, game on. And once my wife found, she's like, I really want to go now. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I like what
So
your
yeah,
wife
I guess
said.
we'll know we'll be finding Jason every night. He'll be, bellied up to the bar or something. It'll be a good time.
I guess your wife, she said 21-year-old priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be one thing. I'm really looking forward also to finally, meeting Setzer Pendis. I mean, we've been great friends for a couple years now since I started this little adventure. I mean, he's the one that made my signs for me and sent those as a Christmas gift. And,
Oh, sweet.
so many of these other people that, you've got to meet through this whole little adventure of this podcast that has gone way farther than I ever thought. Like, Springer Mike, him and his brother, they're heading over to the campground. They're going to come hang out and, finally get to meet face to face so many people and build that friendship even more, man. I'm super excited and stoked, and just to be able to go ride this with my son is just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's all he's been talking about the last week, every day. Hey, one more day, we're closer.
That's right.
Get ready.
2 days and a wake up.
Yeah.
We changed all his fluids yesterday, got his bike all ready to go, got the wild ass seat put on it for him, and picked up a tea bag that on the back seat so he can have that as a backrest and load that all up with his gear. And
Got my highway pegs on.
yeah, threw the highway pegs on, so he's added for comfort, and it'll be a freaking good time.
Nice. So, that I was going to say, we're having our own type of, it's VAM. You've probably heard us talk about VAM, right?
Yeah.
That we're meeting, I guess it's in Claypool, not Claypool, Tazewell, Virginia. That's what it is. And that's in just 4 weeks. So, I'll get to meet a lot of the other people, that we've just seen through YouTube, so I'm pretty excited about it.
And it's crazy how fast, like, you think 4 weeks away, it's like before you know it, it's going to be a week out, and you're like, holy crap, it's, it's happening sooner than later.
Yeah, I bought a trailer, an enclosed trailer, because my wife's going with me, and I don't have like a lot of time to ride there because of my job. I'm self-employed, so I'm trying to get outfitted where when I'm ready to go, I go.
Yeah.
And then we get up there, we're supposed to ride. I guess it's the back of the Dragon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna probably take my bike and her bike, and and maybe do a little riding. I get to finally, even though the double D's is me and Drew, I've never actually met him face to face. So
Oh, that's cool.
It'll be the first time I've met Drew face to face.
Yeah, so you got like an RV you're going to tow it with, or you're just going to tow the trailer with your truck?
Yeah, I want to use one of my work trucks, and I'll just tow it up there. And me and my son are actually going to put in the wheel chocks and all that stuff to fasten the bikes to and all that stuff. And yeah, we've just got about 3 or 4 weeks to get that done.
Yeah, because before you know it, it's going to be time to go.
Mm-hmm.
So now, where exactly is that one at? Is that in Alabama or
Tazewell, Virginia?
Tazewell, Virginia? Okay.
Yeah, which is, I guess it's near North Carolina and Tennessee, up in the mountain area. Which just coming back from the Rocky Mountains, I realize now that those mountains in the East Coast are nothing like the mountains on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's like a lot of friends, that I've had that have traveled that way. It's like I mean, not to insult or put anybody down. It's like, you get the guys on the East Coast that call them mountains, and you get people over from the West Coast. Like, those are just hills. They're not mountains. And, just a different, what do you call it, topography or whatever it is. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember going up the train to 14,000 feet of Pikes Peak. And when you get to the top of that one, I was a little woozy. It's because this Tennessee boy ain't never been that kind of, altitude.
Yeah.
Let's see, how high is Hurricane Ridge?
Yeah, see, well, Mount Olympus here is, I think, 5,800 feet, the tallest mountain in our mountain range that, we have them right at our windows at our house. You can see the Olympics. So, yeah, I think that's the tallest one. It might be 6,800 feet for Mount Olympus.
7,979.
Okay, I was off a little bit. That's the other cool thing we're going to go check out also is the Grand Tetons. I mean, I've seen so many pictures. That's always been a place I wanted to check out or, even see those mountains because they're just freaking gorgeous. And
Right.
It's like, hey, we're in that area. And I think the other thing we're planning on doing is from our campground to go down to the Nebraska state line to go into, even venture into Nebraska. Say you've been there is an hour and 15-minute ride. So it's like, we gotta hit Nebraska and check that state off the list too.
Now, how far are you from like Harley Fat Boy Jr.?
He's like 4.5 hours away.
So have y'all met before too?
No, not yet. We're going to soon. We're planning a deal. He's going to come up to my house for a weekend.
He seems like such a cool guy.
Oh yeah, I talk to him frequently. I mean, at least probably 3-4 times a week, and yeah, we're working a deal. Told him, trying to figure out a time to a weekend that works. Because I mean, I have weekends off, so it's just with his schedule is whether he wants to come up on Friday night or come up early Saturday morning, and I'll ride halfway down to Oregon, meet him up, come up here, do some ride, hang out, and do some epic barbecuing and have a good time and hang out with the fucking fat boy.
Oh, speaking of different kinds of meats that y'all have in the West, so I had a big, nice buffalo ribeye when I was up there.
Buffalo's good.
Or was it bison? Is it the same thing?
Pretty much same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it is the same thing. It's just where you're from, you call it different.
Yeah, I think just different. I think you're right. But yeah,
So
it's damn good.
I was at, I think it's Estelle Park. Yeah, on the menu, I think it said bison ribeye. And it was awesome. I mean, I honestly couldn't tell the difference in it and just beef. But
Yeah, it's very good.
You don't have any of that gamey taste like some of the other animals.
yeah, it tasted like one of the best ribeyes I've ever had.
Yeah, we had a family friend that raises buffaloes, and years back I got some buffalo meat from my uncle when he butchered one of them for him, and it's fucking damn good and lean. And I think though when it comes to any type of game meat, I think my favorite is elk. It's fucking delicious.
So we don't get that kind of stuff around here. So I mean, that's if I ever get out that way, I got to try that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Most definitely.
So, how do you typically cook your steak?
I like mine medium.
Yeah,
I still like some pink in it. I used to like it well done years ago, but not anymore. I like it, a good medium for me.
I started
Right.
liking it just a little bit of blood. Not a lot, but a little bit.
so that'd be more like medium rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, medium to medium well, right in there, medium-ish.
Yeah. I'm kind of like medium. I just and you want to start an argument? Talk about the best way to cook a steak.
Oh yeah, in our family, it's like you got some on one side of the grill. Okay, your stuff's done. It'll be a little bit longer for the others, and
Right?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like to eat leather.
I don't either. I mean, what's the point?
Right. Yeah, Robert, you're right, dude. Elk is fantastic. So you've never had elk, Dallas?
Never.
Yeah, if you get out west, man, you have to try that.
What about like antelope, pronghorn?
No, deer is that's what we have deer here, and that's about it.
Yeah, you got shit tons of whitetail. You got
You got
yeah, you don't
whitetail.
got muleys down there either, do you? Just whitetail.
Yeah, just whitetail, and you're constantly hitting them with your car, and hopefully not your bike.
Yeah. So what do you think was the best part about the riding for you when you went to Colorado?
uh, well, I don't know. It was just fun being in a new town on a Harley. You know,
Hmm.
it was a little Denver. When I first got on the bike, right, it was rush hour in Denver, and I've heard the horror stories, and they don't give it justice to what the way these people drive. So, so I mean, for the first few miles, I'm like, deer in the headlights, but finally, I was just like, screw it, and I'm just trying to, keep up pace. Uh, but the scenery is unbelievable, and you can get kind of caught up in just looking around at the scenery, or I did, instead of paying attention. And I drove right through a big cloud of wind gust of sand and gravel at about 80 mile an hour. And I mean, you just can't get past the views. The views are amazing.
Well, I could imagine me, yeah, in the Rocky Mountains, it'd be beautiful.
That's what I'm excited for too. Is just seeing everything on the ride down. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and going through new country they haven't been through,
Yeah.
and for me it's like kind of working things out right is doing a lot of this in the daytime because I'd rather be riding through areas where that I'm not familiar with when it's daylight, not at the dark. So that'll be a nice deal. But yeah, it's we're all super excited to go see some new countryside, and instead of seeing it through a somebody else's camera lens, be able to see it through your own eyes.
Speaking
Antelope
of,
is good.
I got some footage of going up Pikes Peak with my GoPro from the train, and I'm going to put that on my channel. I know it's not my usual. Well, I mean, my stuff is so random between my job, my bikes, and my travels.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you put that video on there. If you didn't, you might end up losing it off, say your SD card or whatnot. And by
Mm.
you uploading it, you're still going to have that memory and be able to look back on it 5 to 10 years later. I've seen so many people that asked them why they started YouTube, and it was more. A lot of people was for the memories, and whatnot. Maybe in time when they're not here, but their family members can come back and watch. Say, hey, look at all the stuff you did, and same way. So you took a train up there,
Yeah.
but you'll be able to look back on those memories and still be able to see them and not lose it because you never put it up.
I put a few pictures on Instagram, but I'm telling you the footage of that train ride, and I think I only got about maybe 15 minutes or so, and I got a little bit when I was on the peak at the peak, which still amazes me that they're able to build, a facility at the top of this mountain. you
Because
know,
Pike Peak isn't that what, like 14,000 feet?
yeah,
How
14,150, I think.
how long were you in the train riding up?
It took about an hour and 15 minutes to get up there.
I'll see, and there's the other mountain. I know I've talked to a few people. I think it's right across from there. Is it Mount Adam, or there's another popular, not as popular mountain. It's right across that people don't ever go to, but I've heard it's pretty epic
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, I think that was the one that was like right behind our hotel, our cabin that we stayed in. But I can't remember the name of it. I'm like, it's like you. It gets ignored because, well, it's right next to Pikes Peak.
Yeah, I think it was Matt Swedlin was telling me about it. They went up Pikes Peak one day. It was so crowded they couldn't get up there, so they went right across to the other mountain. So it was just absolutely amazing.
There was actually like a little, uh, it was like two houses about a third of the way up. And it's a population of, they say, they call it their own little township. It's a population of 4 adults and 2 dogs. And get this, their driveway is 60 miles long.
Holy Jesus.
Hmm.
Speed limit is 60 in the driveway.
Yeah, they said it. I think the speed limit's supposed well, it's a private drive, and they say that you probably can't get over about 30 to 40 miles per hour on it. So
Fuck that.
so when they go to town to get
Yeah,
supplies, they get supplies.
they don't go light. Jeez,
That's nuts.
60 miles. It's like at least an hour and a half on your
That's
drive.
like going to Forks
Yeah.
Hmm.
at 40 miles an hour. Yeah, no way.
Yeah, you're not getting pizza delivered there.
No.
No Dominoes.
You better make sure you grab your coffee creamer and you don't forget it.
Uh,
So would you go back and you know, tour it all again? Say, take the adventure and just load your bike up and go and spend a week there?
I definitely would. I think I would probably avoid Denver and stick to like some of the smaller towns on the outskirts. It's gotten a little overpopulated, Not my
Yeah,
kind
because
of thing.
next year you got the big Four Corners rally in Durango. That'll be their 30th anniversary for the big Four Corners rally because that girl Gogo, she was talking about it. It's a big deal down there.
Yeah,
I
that
guess
was
it's
a good.
quite the cool deal.
Yeah, that was a good show last week.
I bet. The world's tallest hill climb, they say, but it's like a road.
Right.
So yeah, that'll be fun.
So did you ride? Did you ride over? You rent a bike in your town and ride there? Or did you
Uh,
drive there and then rent
yeah,
one?
we flew into Denver
Oh, okay. You flew.
because because we didn't. I only had 1 week to go up there and spend some time. It was actually the trip was planned for my daughter who just graduated high school.
Oh,
So
nice.
I mean the goal was to spend time with my wife and my daughter. So luckily, my wife was kind enough to let me get a bike. That way, I could have my escape. That's where I get my peace of mind is out on the bike.
Throttle therapy.
Yeah,
So how many days did you have the rental?
I had it 5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't always use it because there were some days, of course, like that we set aside a day to, of course, to go up Pikes Peak, and then I think half a day was doing the Garden of the Gods on the horseback, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
I'll have to check that one out. I don't know if I've ever seen pictures or maybe I haven't. I just can't remember it.
Yeah. If not, I'll try to put up some of my pictures from the horse ride on my Instagram.
How was riding the horse?
Yeah, that was fun. I'm not a big horse guy, but of course they've got like these experts or wranglers, I guess they call them, and they would pick you and match you up with a horse that they felt like you belonged. Well, based on your size and your experience. I'm not a real big guy, but for some reason they put me on the biggest horse that they had. I mean, this thing looked like a freaking Clydesdale.
Uh,
That's
But
funny
little
shit.
little did I know when I after I saw it, the wrangler told me, he said, "Look, this horse has one speed and it's slow." So I was like, "Okay, that's why they picked me on this horse." But so I get on this horse, and the guide tour is telling me, "Kick the horse, maybe she'll speed up. He'll speed up." I kicked that horse the entire time, and it never went any faster.
Oh, maybe that's a good thing for you.
only one gear.
Yeah, it had one gear, and
Low
it would
range.
yeah, it would run through every brush or tree. You know, it was just It was just a stubborn, mean old horse.
Oh, that's funny shit. I like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what, we'll be over there. And that's the other thing that I've got going on. I'm going to do a little video soon. In August, I'm taking off for riding for Mile Monsters in August. Here in Washington, we have the Cascade Mountain Range runs. Well, it comes down through Canada, Washington, touches Oregon. And I'm going to zigzag 6 of the mountain passes through Washington, starting up by the Canadian border. We're going to hit Mount Hood in Oregon and loop around and come back up the coast. It's about 1,620 miles, and our goal is do it in under 36 hours. And that event's been planned. I got that on the Vtwin Life Facebook page. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a challenge just because of some of the traffic you might run into, because it's all 2-lane highways except for one interstate that we'll ride for a little while. But, challenging yourself, it's kind of a good thing, I think, when you look at it, what Mile Monsters does for all these little boys that, they're riding for, that have Duchenne's, that what they face is nothing compared to what we're going through. So, you challenge yourself physically, mentally, and do something that, we enjoy, which is riding, and do something for a greater good and a better cause. And, Mile Monsters has just exploded in what they do, the amount of riders they've got. I know this year in the Hokahay, there's 18 riders riding for Mile Monsters. Every penny helps to help these boys live the best lives they can.
Right.
With, whether, one family boy needs a track system through the house because they can no longer walk, or help with a van, or just whatever they need to help, these young boys whose life is cut short. And, I became great friends with Riot and, shared a lot of the stuff. And I thought, maybe it's time to do something a little more than just share the posts. And it's like, time to challenge myself and do something. And spoke with him. I mean, I can't take time off to do some of the epic rides like him or Hopper, multi-week, month adventures, but I'll gladly give up a weekend and challenge myself to see if I can do it and help raise some money for an awesome cause and help some young boys out. And I'm excited for that one. That's going to be in August. Got myself, Michael Nielsen, who's Two Wheels to Survive, and Crash Inc. Brad's going to ride, and I got one other friend that DC wants to try it. He's like, he's not sure. He goes, but if I can't hang, he's like, don't wait up for me, guys. He goes, I'll do what I can. But he's also like dang near a professional photographer too, so hopefully we'll be able to get some great pictures and whatnot, and have a good time and try to raise some money.
Do you find yourself, when you're in a group of riders, like having several different riders that like to ride at a different pace, or?
I think sometimes a smaller group is better for that. I think if you start getting, let's say, 5 to 10 and maybe more, I think it ends up slowing you down. You're going to go slower because, especially if you're trying to keep people together, not be an asshole and just take off and leave people. It gets a little tougher, I think, if you do a smaller group, say 2 to 4.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's not bad. And like when I was looking at, wanting to do this, when I, reached out to Brad and Michael both, and they're both experienced guys at pushing miles, at doing basically 1Ks in a day. And so, I reached out to people that I knew could do it. And also with that's another aspect I forgot. Coming out, we're still working out some more details, but Ride 1K in a Day is going to be one of the sponsors for our Monsters ride. And we're still working out some more details. That's going to come out in the next, couple weeks, but there's going to be some cool things. And we're going to also have some raffle prizes by donation. I'm having a custom leather wallet made by Cool Arrows on Instagram. It's going to have the Mile Monsters logo in it. So we're thinking we're going to do a tiered donation. Say if you make a $30 donation, for the monster ride, that's going to put you in the drawing for the wallet. And we're going to get a few other items and basically have, if you donate $10 to $20, your name is automatically going in this raffle, a $20 to $30 and a $30 one. And, help entice it and just help raise some more money. We're working a few more sponsors, whatnot, to help bring some items in. And, as it gets closer, but we're trying to get all this stuff lined out. But luckily we still have till August 20th. So we want to have everything in line by the middle of July so people can see what's going on with it. And, I think a little over 500 I think $540 so far has been raised for it. And the event is on the Vtwin Life Facebook page, just pinned at the top. I've been putting little pieces of my story on Instagram here and there with links to it. But if anybody wants to check it out, the map's on there, the whole plan, everything. You can go to the Vtwin Life on Facebook and check it out. Even if you want to donate $1, I mean, every penny helps. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
So when you're heading out for that many miles, I mean, what kind of checklist do you go through? Like when pre-trip inspection or whatever to make sure your bikes are ready and good to go.
I mean, basically, I'll start. I'll be checking the tires. Making sure of course, your air pressure. Check the tread depth. Make sure that my tires are good. I mean, look, this one's 1,600 miles, so it's not bad. But I got a black book I keep in my tour pack, which has all the maintenance I've done with date and time. So, I'll check when it's my last oil change. Primary tranny. Make sure that I'm still within the mileage that I like. If not, then I'll, change the fluids as accordingly if I need to beforehand, and just go into everything, give it a good once over. Check some of the little things and make sure everything's ready to go.
You sound like a real truck driver.
Pre-trip.
Pre-trip inspection. Well, I mean, it's, I don't know, in a way to me, I like to think it's common sense. Even I'll go out, if I haven't ridden my bike in a month, I'll pull it out. I'll be at least checking my tire pressure, because you never know, you might lose a few pounds, especially over the winter in it.
Right.
Just make sure everything's good. And I mean, I know my tires are good. I just replaced those both this fall. Just did all my oil changes, and so I know, like, for this trip I'm good. But when I get back, it'll probably be time for an oil change.
It's like on my 2017 Softail I just bought. It only had 2,200 miles on it when I bought it. But the one thing that worries me the most is like the tires. I know they've not got many miles on it, but I'm like worried about dry rot and that kind of thing.
Yeah. At least a lot of that, I mean, you can usually is visual if you can see it. I mean, some people say, some people I've seen it doesn't bother, but no, I'm like with you. If I see I got some dry rot in a tire, that tire's getting changed. I don't care if it's still got 3/4 of its tread life left. No, thank you.
I don't know about you, but that's one thing me and you have in common is I've had my commercial driver's license since I've been 21 years old, even though I don't drive a truck every day, but I'm familiar with the process, and I've been in a truck loaded when I've had tire failure. So there's always that in my mind, no matter what I'm on.
I blew a tire last week, go another, all of a sudden here's boom, like, what the hell? Pull over and, blew the inside sidewall out of one of my trailer tires. But, I was able to make to where I needed to go. We run a 53-foot maxi trailer. So, I mean, I got a 4-axle trailer, 4-axle truck, 4-axle trailer. So it's like, all right, you just kind of go easy. But at the time it blew, it's like I could sit on the road for 2.5, 3 hours, or just go a short distance more, get it unloaded. Then I'll go to the tire shop and wait.
I was in a single axle dump truck, not a smaller truck, but it was loaded. And my loaded for that truck is 11 tons, which is not a lot. But I'm like a half mile from our construction yard, and I blow a front tire out.
Ooh, yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, and that put the fear in me every time I check tires close.
Yeah.
I didn't crash. I just kind of hung on for dear life.
Well, yeah, that's about all you can do with that. It's like our trucks. I mean, we're 105,500 pounds when we're loaded.
Yeah. My heaviest truck I think I have is about 70,000. So I can't imagine what you guys are like.
I mean, I've lost a drive axle tire in the truck. I've lost a couple trailer tires, but I haven't lost a steer tire. And knock on wood, I really don't want to lose one anytime soon.
Well, now that we've run off every viewer you've had.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry.
So you got any other plans coming up for any things you got going on?
Just BAM in 4 weeks. And I picked up some some poker chips from the Pikes Peak Harley Davidson
Oh, there you go.
to give out to some of my buddies I meet up there. Supposedly, I think Bert's going, um, and just several people from the Baggers and Brews Discord
Hmm.
will be there. So I'm really excited about meeting those guys.
That'd be cool.
So how long of a ride is it from your place to there?
My place, I live in southern Middle Tennessee, and it'll take about 6 hours to get there.
Okay. Not too bad, but still a good
Yeah.
ride.
And it's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then come back on Sunday. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to ride and my wife is going to drive separate because she's refusing to get caught in the rain, and I don't blame her.
It's not fun, but that's well, I guess if it's a 6 hour ride, you can kind of check, a little bit more on the weather, know what's going to happen, as opposed to whether you're on a multi-day trip. That might fucking happen and it sucks, but in that aspect, that you just got to roll with the punches.
It's like if you were going to Idaho and you got caught in that monsoon.
Oh yeah, a couple years ago, I got caught in a gnarly one on I-5 on the interstate. I mean, literally, I was tucked down behind my windshield like I'm riding a sport bike, and it is just dumping. Oh, it was fucking horrible. I ended up riding in the rain for about 4 hours
Oh
on a
gosh,
11-hour trip down to Boise, Idaho.
I was warm in the truck.
Yeah.
isn't that it? Wouldn't it? Isn't that weird? Like following behind your dad or something
Yeah,
while he's
no,
riding.
it's weird. That and you can't hear the truck because his bike's
Like
so loud.
really?
Yeah, when he's in front of, yeah, no, you cannot hear the truck, and then you're like, is the truck making a weird sound? Nope, nope, this is motorcycle.
My wife and daughter were behind me when this sudden just sand gust come through, and it literally almost blew me over. And I'm like half helmet in my riding glasses. That's it, in short sleeves.
Got
And
sandblasted.
yeah, exfoliated is what Monkey he commented and said that I got exfoliated. So my
Oh, we
skin
had
probably
that coming back in a windstorm. We were coming through the Columbia River Gorge on the border between Washington and Oregon, and the wind was blowing so hard. I mean, I had my bike wide open, and I couldn't brake more than 60 miles an hour. And if I let off the throttle, it was like I was hitting the brakes. The wind was blowing
yeah.
so hard. It was unfreaking real.
I'll say this: it seems like the wind is a whole new level in the West than what I'm used to.
It can be.
That was the other day when I was riding. I just took like a 2 hour trip over and just got some food. I just wanted to get out and ride, and I went across like my first taller bridge, and like the wind hit me, and I was like, wait, it's way different than just going across the road and a wind gust hitting you, because there's almost like that underwind to it, you know?
Yeah. Now, Drew, he said windshield question mark. Aren't they for cages? Well,
Yeah.
that guy, he's the one that rode all the way from Virginia all the way to Jersey on a Softail with no windshield and just a half helmet.
Well, and that's just, you got to look at the IQ, I guess.
Wow. I didn't say that, Drew.
That's just a beating, though. It's like I've ridden a few bikes without windshields, and it's amazing how you get abused. And then you get on one with a windshield, and it's like, holy shit, man, it's a big difference. I'll give it to him, man. That's,
I couldn't do it.
some fucking hardcore fucking shit. No, I couldn't do it either. Fuck that. I've gotten too used to my shark nose and my fairing release windshield. I won't.
Right.
I ain't riding without one.
Yeah, I mean, Droop is a hell of a rider, so yeah.
He's another animal.
He is. He is. He's a beast.
Fuck you, Droop. Oh,
You
yeah.
earned that one.
Oh yeah. It's been a while since a good Seattle joke came out, so I expect it from Droop. That was good. That was good.
Well, since you
Touche.
popped on our show that time and give me a good cussing, I've kind of backed off a little bit.
Oh, that was funny shit.
That was, yeah,
That was good. The epic mic drop at the end, I liked it.
yeah, that was good. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you on and grill you the 25 questions like we do our guests.
Hey, just let me know.
I
We'll set
think
up a date here sometime, maybe in July.
yeah, I think one of the reasons why we didn't was because I think your work schedule on Mondays.
Yeah, see,
And
that's the problem with me. Monday through Friday, it's like sometimes I can have a good idea. If I'm going, if I have a load to go far north of Seattle, then I'm generally off around 2, 3 o'clock because
yeah,
you're just running one trip. But if I'm back and forth on a normal day to Tacoma where it's 2 runs, then I could be off anywhere from 4 o'clock to fucking 7. You just never know because you don't know what the lines are going to be like at the mill or at the rail yards we're dropping at, and it's really hard to pinpoint when you're going to get off work.
yeah. I think sometime this summer we're going to be filling some Thursdays for Bert and George when they start doing every other Thursday. We may do some of their Thursday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So in the future we'll see if maybe that works better for you or something like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. If I can try to work it out and try to at least give you a little bit of advance, and maybe we can try to figure something out.
Yeah.
I'm game. It's always fun.
We're trying to get back in a little bit more of a schedule because we've not done like the kind of show that we do, because we're trying to do a little bit different, just kind of make it a little more fun and a little more.
Fuck you, Droop. Oh shit.
I
Yeah.
like it.
The old Seattle joke that just won't die.
Yeah. So, have you ever been to Seattle?
I've been through it. I've been there a few times. I used to have to go see a doctor over there when I was going through my shoulder issues with surgery, but yeah, I've been there a few times.
Hate it. I hate
It sucks. It's a shithole.
Is it like really far from you?
It's hour and a half.
Dang.
Got to take
But
a
that-
ferry unless
Yeah,
you
you-
want to go all the way around.
Yeah, if you go all the way around, then it's like a 3.5 hour trip, or you take a ferry. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there.
Dang.
You gotta take a ferry across Puget Sound.
But no, it's terrible. The homeless people rule it. There's tents all over the streets. There's poop, literally poop on the sidewalk, human poop.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
gone downhill. It became a real shithole and governed by some very liberal people, and it's just, yeah, it's taking its toll on that town. It's sad.
There is, it seemed like there was more homeless people. It's just sad to say there was more homeless people in Colorado Springs than it was in Denver. And I don't know why, because Colorado Springs is a smaller town. And, but I think there's just more places for them to shack up, I guess. I don't know.
Or maybe, yeah, better panhandling. I mean, Colorado Springs is kind of a more of a expensive place to live, so yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, it gets irritating to see them all in the corners and everywhere, and just trash in cities. It sucks.
It does. Yeah. I don't see how it doesn't hurt tourism more.
Yeah, I think it does in a way, but yeah, it's hard to say. It's a very frustrating deal.
Even here, it's gotten a little worse.
Yeah.
I went to work the other day. I started working at a golf course, and there was a homeless dude sleeping on our par 5 at the bottom. He was sleeping on the green right next to the flag.
Did you holler forward?
That would have been good.
Did you just swing right through?
Just throw one at him and just hit him with the 4. Oh,
That's funny shit.
been good.
I liked it. So, well, shit, man. Thanks for coming on and hanging out. I know it's Father's Day. I don't know if you got some more stuff going on. We're going to do some barbecuing, but I wasn't going to do anything tonight, and then figured, you know what? We'll just give a little update. Probably going to try to do some, me and Setzer were talking about doing maybe a podcast or something while we're over there next Sunday night, and then try to, we'll be doing stuff the whole weekend while we're there, different interviews with people, and trying to pop out some videos and have a good time.
You mind if I plug the show?
No, fuck, go for it, man.
Tomorrow night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, Double D's on Droop Moto on YouTube. Tomorrow's just going to be more of I go into more detail about some of the things that happened to me on my trip and that kind of thing. And also subscribe to Dallas Face Mullet. There's going to be some good videos of Pikes Peak and Garden of the Gods.
I can't wait to see it. And some more, we'll say, dude, the concrete pumping videos are kind of sweet because I think a lot of people go by, you'll see a pump truck, but you got no idea, kind of the whole intent of what it does. And I mean, they're short little videos. You might think they're weird, but it's kind of cool when you work in an industry, with equipment similar, but you don't know exactly what's going on. So I think it's cool shit what you got going on, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for, wanting to come and hang out. And actually got, son Hayden coming on to hang out, and we kind of talk about our adventure. We'll probably be doing another one after we get back with all the shenanigans and fun that we had on this epic adventure.
Y'all be safe, okay?
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, man.
You too,
Yeah,
buddy.
so guys, hey, stay tuned. Ride safe, have fun. We're going to try to probably do a little update next Sunday. We'll be doing some stuff. We'll be doing posts on the old Instagram and Facebook for the Vtwin Life, but there'll be nothing the 4th of July weekend. I'm busy doing baseball announcing and housing some kids, so that weekend is out for a podcast, and we'll be coming back the weekend after that. So stay tuned, check it out. Updates will be coming, so thanks for tuning in. Dallas, thanks, bro. You guys ride safe, have fun. We'll catch you on the open road.